Mr. Speaker, the Emergencies Act can only be invoked when there is no other law to deal with the situation. It's not clear that this threshold was met. Members of the law enforcement community have said the threshold was not met, including Chris Lewis, the former commissioner of the OPP, Ontario's largest police force. So, when the public safety minister says that an unnamed police enforcement official made the request to invoke these powers, it's material. Mr. Speaker, a very simple question. Who is this unnamed police enforcement official?
The Honourable Minister of Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, the honourable member wants to quote law enforcement. Let me cite from the letter from the Canadian Association of the Chiefs of Police, who characterized the illegal blockades, and I'm saying right here from the language, unprecedented demonstrations, protests, occupations, and acts of civil disobedience. In other words, the likes of which have never seen before. I'm also quoting from the Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police, who said that the Emergency Economic Measures Order was critical to assisting law enforcement in addressing the mass national and international organization of the Freedom Convoy of 2022. How's that for law enforcement, Mr. Speaker?
For Wellington, Halton Hills.
Mr. Speaker, the minister didn't answer the question. Suspending civil liberties is serious. That's why the Act can only be invoked when there is no law in Canada to deal with the situation. Right. That's why a committee of Parliament and a public inquiry must be established to determine whether or not the threshold for invocation was met. Yep. But for the committee and the inquiry to do its work, the government must be honest and forthright with its answers. This minister's answers are anything but. So, Mr. Speaker, a very simple question. This government came to office with a great deal of idealism. Does any remain?
The Honourable Minister.
There is no more paramount ideal than protecting Canadian safety, and that's why we invoke the Emergencies Act, Mr. Speaker. And I will tell you, we will always stand up for that decision. We will never apologize for doing what is necessary to protect Canadians who were besieged by the unprecedented act of civil disobedience, in the words of the most senior officials of law enforcement in this country. Of course we will cooperate with the Parliamentary Committee. Of course we will cooperate with Judge Rouleau. That too is an ideal. I wonder when his party will accept their share of the responsibility for contributing to that illegal occupation.
L'honorable